Okay, this is application of trigonometry ratio in surd. Application of trigonometry ratio in surd. Now, if you look at number one, it says express 1 all over 2 minus tan 60 in surd form. Number two says express in surd form and rationalize 1 plus tan 60 all over 1 minus tan 60. Number three says simplify the root of 1 minus cos x all over 1 plus cos x. Now, if you want to solve all of these things in surd, there are things we have to do. How to get all this tan 60, because this tan 60 that I'm talking about, you are not permitted to use calculator. You are not permitted to use calculator. They are under special angles. And how do we get there? Now, follow me. We use equilateral triangle. We draw an altitude. You know, equilateral triangle, they have all their angles equal. So this one is actually 60 degrees. This is 60 degrees, but this one has turned to 30 degrees, and this guy has turned to 30 degrees. Because equilateral triangle have all their sides equal and their angles equal. And because I've divided this one by altitude, that's why this one turns to 30 and 30. So we use 2, 2, 1, 1. Why? I told you equilateral triangle have all their angles equal and their sides equal. The size should be, if I use 2, it should be 2, 2, and 2. Because this one has been divided, that's why it turns to 1 and 1. Now, we use Pythagoras theorem to get this line. You know, in our right angle triangle, we have something like this. Like what we have here. You know, this triangle is also the same thing as this one. I just pick one. I have 2 here, I have 1 here. How will I get this side? I will use Pythagoras theorem. And Pythagoras theorem is 8 squared equals to 1 squared plus a squared. That's hypotenuse square equals opposite square plus adjacent square. That's my Pythagoras theorem. And the longest side, the one that faces 90 degrees, is your hypotenuse side. So which is 2 square equals to, the opposite can be, the opposite is here, or even it can be here. So far, the angle is not given, or the angle is not given here. Are you guys what I'm saying now? But let's just take, let's say 1 is the opposite plus adjacent. So we have 4, 2 squares is 4, 1 square is 1 plus a. So if you bring this one here, that is 4 minus 1 equals to 8. So 4 minus 1 is 3 equals to a square. And when you have something like that, 3 equals to a square. The square will go side. That means a equals to root 3. So this line is root 3. So here is root 3. Root 3. Now that you have gotten down to the root 3, so I can take all the angles I want to take here. Now that means if I want to take tan 60 now. Tan 60, you know, tan is 12. Tan is 12. Tan is 12. That is opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. So if I take tan 60, that means I will assume that this is my angle 60, or you can take it from this side, anyone. So if I take my angle from this side, so the opposite is root 3. Any side that faces the angle is your opposite. That's root 3 adjacent. No, this opposite, this I put it on this adjacent. 1. Root 3 over 1. That means tan 60 degree equals to root 3. Equals to root 3. The same way, you can take cos 60, you can take sin 60, you can take sin 30, you can take cos 30. You can do it for 30 and 60 using this triangle. So in my coming videos under trigonometry, I'm going to explain all those things. How do we go about it? But I just named tan 60, and tan 60 is root 3 over 1, which is root 3. Okay? Now that we have known that tan 60 is root 3, that's what we are going to use. We can now solve this number 1. This number 1 together now. We're going to express this in surd form. That means 1 minus 2 minus all tan 60, that's root 3. So we rationalize. That means times 2 plus root 3 over 2 plus root 3. So when you want to rationalize, so that means equals to 1 times this. So this is give us 2 plus root 3 all over. I told you in mathematics, instead of you going through too much of strengths, when you have something like this together, you want to multiply. They are the same thing, but they must have, if they have minus and plus, don't stress yourself, just pick 2 squared minus, it will be minus. The second one, root 3 squared. So far, they are the same thing. So that means it equals to 2 plus root 3 all over 2 squared is 4 minus, you know the square will cancel the square root, minus 3. So that means 2 plus root 3 over 4 minus 3 is what? 1, which is also what? The same as 2 plus root 3. So that means the answer for this is 2 plus root 3 in sort form. Now let's, before we do number 2, I will advise us to do number 3. Okay, let's take it. Now I would like us to do that number 3 first before we do number 2. Number 3 is a 1 plus tan 60 degree all over 1 minus tan 60 degree in sort form. And we have known that our tan 60 degree equals to root 3. That means 1 plus root 3 all over 1 minus root 3. So when you want to rationalize this, that will be times 1 plus root 3 all over 1 plus root 3. So the minus here will change to plus and plus. So that means equals to 1 times 1, 1 times 1, 1 times root 3 plus root 3, plus root 3 times 1 plus root 3, plus root 3 times plus root 3, that's plus root 9. All over, you know they are the same. Use the method I said. 1 squared minus root 3 squared. That means 1 plus, you know this one are the same. 1 plus root 3 plus root 3, that is 2 root 3. Because there is an invisible one here, there is an invisible one here. That is 2, just pick one of them. Plus, what's root 9? That is 3. Over what's 1 square? 1 minus, this cancel this 3. Equals to 1 plus 3, that is 4 plus 2 root 3. Over 1 minus 3, that is minus 2. So you may decide not to stop here. You can just distribute this one under this and this. So you can as well just say, we may not stop our answer there. You can just distribute this minus 2 over this and over this. That will be 4 all over minus 2 plus 2 root 3 all over minus 2. That is minus 2 plus and minus 2 cancel 2. It's also the same thing as when you have that thing as answer. You see some people say minus open bracket 2 plus root 3. So they are still playing around the same thing because minus 2 plus minus and plus is minus 2. So that's that about number 3. Now let's do number 2. Now let's solve this number 2. It says simplify the given expressions. I give you something like this. You know, this one is not talking about the tan cos 30, cos 60. They just give us straight like this. So the same thing is that we rationalize. So how to rationalize this? You can just extend the square root and say 1 minus cos x over 1 plus cos x. So just multiply by, you know the plus will change to minus. 1 minus cos x over 1 minus cos x. After that, you have, you know, this one, 1 minus cos x and 1 minus cos x, they are the same thing. So it's going to give you 1 minus cos x squared. It's like the same thing. All over. Can you see that this guy and this guy are the same thing? Like what I told you, become 1 squared minus cos x squared. Like what I said the other time. So this is going to give us something like this. You know, in mathematics, if you have root over AB, you are permitted to say root A over root B. You are permitted. So I can as well split, I can do like this. 1 minus cos x square over, no, 1 square is 1. Well, 1 minus, this one cos x square can become cos square x. Are you guys seeing? So this we cancel this. So we have 1 minus cos x all over. So all over square root of what? 1 minus cos square x. And in trigonometry, in my later videos I will be doing, I'm going to show you how we are getting all these trig identities. But under the trig identities, this one is 1 minus cos x all over root of 1 minus cos square x. And under the trig identities, 1 minus cos square x equals to sine square x. 1 minus cos square x equals to sine square x. That means 1 minus cos x over the root of what? Sine square x. Sine square x. So the square will now cancel this. So you call 1 minus cos x all over sine x. So that is that. That is 1 minus cos x over sine x. And is that about the trigonometry ratio in surd. So lastly, we'll talk about the surdic equations in surd, and that is all about the surd. Thank you.